sailboat in the moonlight and June. Wouldn't that be heaven? Oh, heaven just for two. A soft breeze on a June night and June. What a perfect setting for letting dreams come true.
Chris and I are on a trip to Manitoulin Island. That's my old stomping grounds. And as a child, I have very many fond memories of here. I had an enchanted childhood. My grandfather was a commercial fisherman here. He lived on the water, and he had a farm as well. So up in the Maclean's Mountain.
Night, everybody.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Ben.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Good night, children.
So it really was an enchanted childhood. I would be thrilled every time we came from Toronto to visit before we finally moved up here. And I remember as children we'd count the bridges. I don't know how many times we were told to just sit back, shut up, and we'll get there when we get there. My poor parents, because we were so excited to finally arrive in Little Current on Manitoulin Island. Manitoulin Island is a tourist destination. It's been that way, I guess, for as long as I can remember, the 30s. There were movie stars that were coming up here in their power boats. So Chris and I are back here. My parents have moved back, and we're on a trip to visit them. It is a long drive from where we live. It's 9 hours.
Manitoulin Island is also known for being a great sailing destination, and it's probably one of the top 10 sailing destinations in the world. And so quite a jewel here in the Great Lakes.
Or we'd like to believe it's one of the top 10.
Or we'd like to believe. No, there seems to be a lot of talk about it in the sailing publications.
Bayfin, the McGregor Bay. Yeah.
And you know, coming from Midland along the bottom of Georgian Bay, you've got the 30,000 Islands, Parry Sound, and then coming up into Manitoulin Island, the North Channel, and all the associated islands around that. So it's quite a sailing destination. We'll show you around a little bit on land, unfortunately, but someday we hope to bring Windover up here and see it from the water as well. Yeah.
I would absolutely love that. I'd love to sail our own boat underneath the swing bridge. I've been under the swing bridge on many a boat, and but never my own boat. Yeah. So I really love that. It would be very nostalgic.
And we should say too that when we were heading home from the Bahamas in 2019, our plan was to come here, and we were going to meet family who sail here regularly. But
that's right, yeah.
We found the new Windover, and that sort of took the rest of our summer up, so we were unable to go.
That's right. It set us back about 3 weeks, which and up here we don't have a long sailing.
Not a long sailing
season. So it really set us back. So we weren't unable to come up here because Chris's siblings who sail, they sail up through the North Channel every summer.
Yep.
And it's one of their favorite destinations as well. Anyway, we're almost there. So how much longer? How much longer?
One more bridge. Debbie's father's old business right there. So here's Debbie, and Debbie, people might not recognize this fact, but your maiden name is?
Morfitt.
Morfitt.
Morfitt Side Road.
And you may not also recognize this fact.
This is my mother's.
That's her mother's maiden name. Do you recognize that?
This is where my grandfather lived. This is his old fishing shed there. And then they tore down the house and they built this log cabin. But this was the property. It was really beautiful at one time, actually. It had lots of flowers but see, the old sheds are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, Chris.
Yeah.
This is where we used to swim. Right here, yeah.
Cool.
Yep, there's the docks.
Many a day your grandpa spent working in that fish shack right there. Making ice and mending nets. Well, Manitoulin Island is known for a couple of things. The hawberry is one of them, and the other thing is sailing. And this is the entrance from the north into the North Channel. In the summertime, the boats are stacked 2 and 3 deep along that town pier. Beautiful spot to come. One of the greatest sailing destinations in the world, right here in Canada. And Debbie grew up here. You were a lucky girl.
I was a very lucky girl.
We're going to be packing it in and heading back south again. A little bit of work to do on a sailboat before we finally go home. So that's coming up next. Well, we had a bit of a road trip here. The old Jetta got us back again. We're at my sister-in-law's house, Debbie's sister, Peggy. Now, something you should know about our family is that everyone in our family, all of our siblings, Deb's siblings, my siblings, we've all at one time or another, or currently do, own a sailboat. And this is a tradition started by my brother-in-law Renee, and I think it just swept through the family like wildfire, much to the chagrin of our parents, who only hear us talking about sailing when we get together. But Peggy, who lives here in Trout Creek, Ontario, actually was the lone holdout of all the siblings, and she's broken down and bought herself a boat. Now, it's not a very big boat, but I'm just doing a little bit of work on it for her now. It is a CS-15. Now, what I'm working on right now is the centerboard. It's actually iron on this boat, as you can see here, and it comes up with this little wheel, which uses kind of a pull cord, very similar to like a lawnmower pull cord, somewhat more substantial, however. And underneath here is a little keeper here, so you're able to pull it up and then just lift it and latch it in there. So kind of a neat rig. It is a cast iron centerboard, which is going to actually give it a little bit of ballast down low. Kind of a neat thing. I believe you could actually do a little bit of cruising in a boat like this, but time will tell. They're going to try it out at the cottage this weekend, so perhaps we'll get a little bit of video for you. It's a girls' weekend though, so I won't be there. It's the next morning, and I figured you wouldn't want to listen to my sanding, but I've been sanding, and I've got the tiller all disassembled. Chris, my brother-in-law, has fixed this. This was all quite rotten. He's even reinforced it with stainless steel, so that ain't going nowhere. So we're gonna give it a coat of whatever's in the house just to keep it waterproof. And I think it's they only have polyurethane, but that'll have to do. And it's gonna look real pretty. And so far it is looking real pretty. The girls fixed the sail last night. They put the little line in there so it could go up and down the track. Anyway, there you go. Pretty good for a hack and slash boat. I think they're going to have fun with it. Can you hear it? Talking to the camera.
Talk to me.